What's up, investors? It's the Russian dude. Today let's talk about a very interesting social experiment which was done in the 1970s, which eventually resulted in showing science how investing journey of those particular people was affected. Long story short, this experiment, whenever it took place, it was just mainly made for 7 to 9-year-old kids. They were placed literally in the empty room with no distractions, and in the very middle there was only one single marshmallow. The kids were left with this marshmallow. They were not told you cannot touch it, you cannot eat it. No, they were just left there with the marshmallow. But the only thing they were told is that if they can sit and last for 15 minutes, they will receive an additional one, so there will be 2 marshmallows. And well, only 30% of kids, they were able to last, not touch the marshmallow, not eat it, and well, 30% of them were able to receive the second one, and they were twice as happy. And later on, this phenomenon was called as delayed gratification. But this was not the end of the experiment. The scientists continued to observe the lives of these kids for more than 40 years. Throughout pretty much every single stage of their lives, schools, universities, work, employment, and also particularly their investing decisions they take in their lives, which are not only related to investing their own money, but investing their resources and time. And so to begin with, those kids who were able to withstand the temptation of eating the marshmallow, those 30%, apparently they became much more smart during their schools, during universities, they received higher grades, and their GPAs whenever they were graduating from universities were also on average much higher. One of the possible explanations for this, it is because those kids, which later obviously turned to teenagers and then young adults, they were prioritizing interesting stuff, they were prioritizing, necessary stuff. So, for example, whenever it was time for them to study for an exam, instead of watching cartoons or playing video games or walking outside with their friends, they actually did the necessary things first, once again delayed gratification, and then with the absolutely free conscious, they were enjoying their free time without having this stress in the back of their minds that eventually, whenever the fun time is over, they will have to study. This was also pretty obvious in their dietary selections. Those kids, even though they received twice more marshmallows, 2 instead of 1, in fact they were the ones who were more or less healthy. They were following strict diets, they were eating healthy, they were not drinking too much alcohol or taking some substances. So long story short, once again, as you can see, this concept of delayed gratification, even though the only difference here is 1 extra marshmallow 15 minutes later, it contributed towards their life significantly. And most importantly, this was very evident in their investment decisions. And since, guys, we are an investing channel, so let's focus particularly on investing money and investing on the stock exchange. Those kids, once again, who did experience delayed gratification, they became much more successful investors. They were not afraid whenever the markets were extremely volatile, going up and down like crazy. They were not following the FOMO principle, fear of missing out. They did not have fear, uncertainty, and doubt whenever the market was extremely unpredictable. They were not selling whenever the markets were at their lowest points, and they were not buying primarily into hype companies and hype industries, like for example dot-com bubble or whatever we're experiencing right now, the artificial intelligence seemingly bubble. Just in general, on average, those kids, participants who did go through the concept of delayed gratification, their investment performance were more or less in the alignment with the performance of the general broad market. They did not underperform significantly. Some of them were able to, call it like this, quote unquote, beat the market, but they did not lose as much money investing or trading as those ones who were extremely unpredictable and the ones who were extremely impatient. And this can also be a very good lesson for us. Guys, we should be patient on the stock market. We should not chase another Tesla, another Apple, another Microsoft. No, we should just stay invested. Don't follow these YouTubers who suggest this is the next 100x stock you should buy, guys. No, just stick to your strategy. Have the concept, the mindset of delayed gratification. It is almost impossible to guess the next big company. It is almost similar to gambling at this point. But if you do have a big goals in your mind, in your mindset, if you established these goals for a further perspective, longer perspective, eventually if you stick to your own created, carefully developed strategy, you will meet these goals. Because as one of the most common saying goes, investing on the stock market is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It does not matter how well or how bad even you perform in the first days, months or even years. It all matters who of you guys will be able to reach the finish line. This is all it's all about. And just please let me know down below in the comments if you ever heard about this concept of delayed gratification, if you can attribute yourself to these kind of people. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel if this was interesting and informative for both, and see you tomorrow.